Am I the asshole for leaving my babies inside by themselves?
Yes. Do you need more? Yes.
Do you want me to spoil what the overall vote is on this one?
I think we should just read me the whole thing. I just jumped to the conclusion because for me it was obvious.
It might not be so obvious. You're getting a little confident over there.
All right, I'm going to shut up and let you roll.
I, 20, am a mother of triplets, whom are only 2 months old. I never expected ever in my life that I'd be a mother to triplets. So when I first became pregnant, it was definitely the last thing on my mind. I'm home with my babies all day long and had to even transfer my education to online. Sometimes I just need some fresh air, especially when I can't get them to stop crying, and I find myself getting super frustrated to the point of tears. It's honestly so hard, and the dad isn't here to help as he's either at work or at school. My fiance's, 24, parents rented us a main floor apartment, so when I step outside, I'm literally just sitting on the chair right beside the door. Plus, I have a baby monitor set up in their room, and it has a camera on it, and I can literally see them and hear them. So if anything happened, I'd be able to quickly get to them. Being able to step outside for a few minutes to take a breather is really important to me because I start to have mini panic attacks when I can't get them to stop crying, and I get really frustrated because I just feel super overwhelmed. Being able to go outside just gives me a chance to calm down. My fiance came home to me sitting outside while the babies were crying and freaked out on me, calling me a horrible mom and a bunch of other names that I'm not going to list here. He thinks that I was being super neglectful and putting the babies in harm's way, and even told his parents, and now everyone seems to be really against me. I grew up in the system. My fiance's family is the only family I've ever known, so it breaks my heart that they are so upset with me. But I really don't think I was doing anything wrong or putting my babies in harm's way, but they seem to think otherwise. So here I am wondering if I should apologize for my actions or if I'm the asshole in this situation.
It wasn't, when I really first heard you say this, the answer was she walked out and she went, for a walk around the block and left her kids in the house by themselves, which would be totally uncalled for. The babies are crying. Do you ever hear the word sometimes self-soothing? I don't know how real that statement is. I know that what came to my mind was when the babies are crying and you need to get outside, I would think, get the buggy for 3, put them in there and let them walk, and they'll probably, pass out by the motion. I typically never left, and I only had one baby at a time. It was either you or Taylor.
Yeah, this lady's got 3.
She's got 3 of them.
3!
But, no matter when you lost your mind as a child and you were crying, I typically didn't let you sit there and self-soothe yourself to bed. I would typically walk in and find out why you're crying, why you were upset. Either you had a wet diaper or you were hungry or you wanted to go hear the vacuum cleaner, which would definitely put you into a trance. Or I would put you in the car, as we've mentioned many times before, and take you looking for a choo-choo train. And either by the time we got to the train or soon after, you were fast asleep. So there are certain things that kids respond to go to bed. And I guess, look, she's 20 years old. This is her first gambit going around the circle at it. And to answer your question, should you apologize? You can certainly say, I really didn't think I was in control to the part that knew they were safe. I thought that let them go to sleep, and I needed to take a few moments for myself with it going on. I probably will handle it differently going forward. Maybe, give me an idea, a better way to handle it, or make some suggestions, and I'm glad to do it. Inviting for them to be a part of answering this, you're showing the maturity that you're willing to open the door to listen, and you're not being an obstacle. And that might relieve their issue that they may have initially. Because remember, they weren't there when this was going on. You were there. You were the one that was living the circumstance.
Yeah, and it sounds like she has absolutely no help. A first-time mom is already challenging enough, let alone a first-time mom with triplets.
Absolutely.
I mean, I don't think she's the asshole at all. I think this is honestly one of the smartest things she could have done. I mean, you look at some parents that become so overwhelmed and their baby won't stop crying no matter what they do. Like, has no one heard of shaken baby syndrome?
Yeah, it's just...
This is the best thing she could have done for her kids.
She walked away.
Well, and it's like they're 2 months old. They're babies. They're gonna cry. All they do is fucking cry, eat shit, cry. So if you gotta take a step just outside your door, I look at it as if she's right outside the apartment door. It's almost no different than a bedroom door.
She was not abandoning the child by
Absolutely
any name.
not. And her fiance coming in and flipping out and calling her names before he even hears her out.
That's an asshole.
Guess what, buddy? Guess who's on baby duty 24/7 for the next couple days? You. Give it a shot. Give it a shot and tell me how your sanity is.
So I agree with you.
Overall vote on this one was not the asshole.
I agree.
The top comment is not the asshole. When I had my baby, one of the things the nurses told me repeatedly while in the hospital and during the home visits is that if she is crying and I know she has been fed, she has a clean nappy on, and she isn't sick, and I'm getting stressed out, it's okay to go outside for a few minutes just to recollect myself. Their exact words were, quote, "A crying baby is an alive baby." They tell you this because it is better for a baby to be left to cry for a little while and the parents to get a breather than for parents to wig out and hurt their babies in frustration. This advice was so important. It allowed me to do what I needed to do without feeling guilty, and those few minutes really do help in those times when they just won't settle. And I had one, let alone if I had 3. And so next comment goes, "This is the way. Dad came home to 3 crying, alive babies. You were with them all day and kept them fed and clean, and you had a monitor on them while just feet away from them. You are tired, amazing, not the asshole mom of these babies. Carry on, mama."
Show this to Dad. Read this to Dad.
Next comment is, maybe Dad needs to stay home with the babies by himself just to see what it's like. Let's see if there's any comments from OP. We do have some comments. One comment goes, "I can't believe you haven't killed him yet. Aren't you tired too? You need to leave him with the babies and make him step up." And OP replies, "I just thought it was normal, so I didn't get mad at him. I just thought I was failing at the whole parenting thing. I was put in the system when I was 3, so I don't remember how family dynamics are supposed to be. I think I'd be pretty anxious to leave him alone with all the babies because I don't think he'd be able to handle it. Maybe I should get him to take parenting classes or something." And someone goes, "Out of curiosity, how long have you been together?" OP responds, 3 years. And someone asked, "Are you using these breathers to smoke or partake in any substances?" OP goes, "I don't smoke or even drink." You're doing your best. It's hard, but it'll get easier. Maybe ask if the in-laws can help sometimes because you can't catch a break. I think Dad would maybe feel differently if he had to do all the childcare for a week without a break. Don't give up." And OP responds, "They can't help because they live 2 hours away, sadly." Weekend trips. They can come for a weekend.
Absolutely.
Have a nice little trip. And
I think
takes
Dad,
a village.
I really think it's wonderful if Dad would actually take a weekend or whatever time he has, and let him digest this a little bit. And she can co-parent and stand by and be on the side to make sure that he's okay. Because guaranteed, he's going to have an experience.
Yeah.
He is. Really is.
Yeah, well, I don't know.
Like I said, I only had to do one at a time. It was easy.
Yeah. And I mean, he's got a lot going on. He's doing a lot to support his family. He's working full-time and in school. OP does comment that he's working as a security guard at a hospital, and he's also in med school. So I'm curious what his age is, but I mean, they have a lot going on, and 3 fucking kids. Jesus Christ, just
he's
chaos.
But he definitely has to chill out and let him read this, so he definitely knows that.
Well, we have an update on that.
Oh, okay.
I decided to show my fiance this thread. At first, he was really upset with me for sharing our personal problems with strangers on the internet, even though it's anonymous. But in the end, when he had a chance to calm down and hear me and all of you guys out, he actually apologized and promised me he'd be more involved with parenting and even is willing to take parenting classes, which I'll hold him to that. I just want to say thank you, everyone, for the support that you all gave me. It brought tears to my eyes, happy tears. Seeing how supportive you all were to a stranger on the internet, I don't think I ever received this much support before.
Bravo to you. Bravo.
I can't believe how much attention this post has gotten, plus the awards. Again, thank you so much. So this one at least has a happier ending.
I love this ending. I love it.
Positive. It's time. And I get he's so busy and has so much going on, but
he also came up with the apology. And that means a lot when a guy can really do it, and it seems to be heartfelt. So I just think it's amazing that he did own up to it, and there'll be continued happiness in that family, because that was just, I felt really bad at first.
Yeah, I cannot even imagine not having any help and juggling 3 kids. Oh my God.
Well, the worst thing in the world is when you have these quarterbacks that, these third line quarterbacks, everyone's governing what's going on. They're not even in the game. In fact, they're not even in the stadium. They're calling in. He's not even there to bet. He's agitating the whole thing with them. Can you believe what she did? She left our boys or our kids by themselves, and they have no idea really what was going on. They're reacting, thinking, she went to the supermarket and left 3 infants at home in a 100-degree apartment.
Yeah, it's weird. It's really interesting he was quick to do that, and maybe he was trying to be like, no, babe, this isn't normal. Like, let's talk to my parents about it.
He was a reaction, walking into a house where the kids were screaming. He didn't know what was going on. He was scared shitless, and he lost his shit.
But also, hear your partner out. If she's sitting just outside the door with a baby monitor in her hand, why the reaction?
I don't know.
Why not just listen?
Honey, what's going on?
Use your fucking ears. You got 2 of them. Just some people really struggle with that.